Good evening, brothers and sisters. My name is Mukondere Muraodziwagoma Senga, coming to you live from Lindsay, Africa, uh, straight up to our rebranding. Today is the 29th of January. And not too long ago, the Chinese have done it again. Not too long ago, a Chinese company launched a new AI model, Chinese AI model called Deepseek. And yeah, it has caused quite a stir in the markets, understandably so. And so, as someone who keeps track of what's happening, in geopolitics, I was quite fascinated. I was quite fascinated by what has taken place here. Um, and so I thought, maybe let's have a little discussion about DeepSeek. So I'm just sharing my screen right now. So you can see what the title says there. So this is from the New York Times, and they're saying how Chinese AI startup DeepSeek is competing with Silicon Valley giants. Oh, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, before I go on, please like, subscribe. If you're here for the first time, welcome. Here we discuss geopolitics from a Pan African perspective. In other words, a perspective that takes into account the interests of African people throughout the continent and indeed throughout the world. I'm based here in South Africa. Hello. My name is Mukondeleri Muraudziwa Masenga. I go with my people. Uh, yeah, we're just looking at advances and the kinds of chest pains that have been caused in Silicon Valley, in the US elite, among the US elite, you know, the US tech capital. They are absolutely reeling from this. Apparently, NVIDIA, which you will see there on the thumbnail, suffered quite a bit of stock losses after the announcement of this Chinese AI model. Listen to what they say here. The company built a cheaper competitive chatbot with fewer high end computer chips than US behemoths like Google and OpenAI. So, this DeepSeek that the Chinese have produced, this new AI model, is competitive with models like ChatGPT and all the best in the West. But the catch again, as always, the Chinese make it cheaper. you know, I was just thinking about the crumble of the U.S. empire, while Donald Trump is talking about "Make America Great Again" and all of that. Yeah, the reality is saying something else. The U.S. empire doesn't seem to be doing too well. The slogan, that slogan, "Make America Great Again," doesn't seem like it doesn't seem like it's gonna make a lot of sense. Given the developments in what is taking place. I mean, just look at it, guys. The Chinese technologically have pretty much outshadowed the West. I mean, you look at the cars they're producing. Their cars, the technology is better in the cars. Cars are way better themselves, and they come at a lesser cost. So the U.S. empire is reeling. I mean, and by the way, let's complete this sentence here. So it says um, the company built a cheaper competitive chatbot with fewer high-end computer chips than US behemoths like Google and OpenAI, showing the limits of chip export control. The US has identified China as a competitor in global affairs, and so they have sanctioned China. They have done I mean, they have declared economic war on China. They have put tariffs on China, on Chinese products coming to the US. But China is a manufacturing powerhouse globally, and that's a fact. And so geopolitically, what this means is that now the Chinese have shown their capabilities in artificial intelligence. You remember, folks, not too long ago, I said Africans don't sleep on AI. Do not sleep on artificial intelligence, Africans. I told y'all a few months ago, I was like, don't sleep on AI. Now, as I watch these developments and the East and the West as they clash over tech supremacy and security competition, I ask myself, what's our plan? You know, um, and realistically, to be honest, Africans, it's going to take actually us, the people, the just the ordinary citizens in Africa, to lead ourselves because we don't have leadership. You know, we don't have leadership. You can just see the different crises that's taking place on the African continent. We are not led. And so we as the youth, and I'm so happy that I've seen so much innovation among the youth on the African continent. I think a lot of us are starting to wake up to that realization that we need to move, but we need to protect whatever we create. Let's not forget history, that historically a lot of things we created ended up being appropriated by others. So let's create, but let's protect what we create. And again, don't forget to support the Pan Africanist School of Economics, Technology, and Agriculture. Shout out to my brother King said so. We gotta do it, Africans. You know, that's part of innovation. You know, coming into the education space and looking into what can we do better for our children to better set them up to be better competitive in the world. So yeah, let me just share this. I won't be long, but I just wanted to share with you what's happening in the world. The United States of America is no longer the dominant force in technology, in economics, in military. They're not the dominant force anymore. Listen to what this article, the headline says: How China's new AI model, Deepseek, is threatening U.S. dominance. So you see what's going on. U.S. dominance is presently threatened. And so Donald Trump, for all this talk of make America great again, I don't know. I don't know what his point of reference is, but yeah, what we do know about empires, we have not seen empires that begin to decline and are able to hold on to, hold it together. We we haven't seen that historically. So the U.S. empire is likely to continue to decline, and other powers are likely to continue challenging it, its dominance. The decline won't be dramatic and all at once, but we will see it incrementally. And also, one of the things, and I alluded to this in a previous video, just the quality of leadership that you see now coming out of the US empire just shows you the decline. And it's not likely. I mean, if Donald Trump is Donald Trump and people like Elon Musk, and those are the people who are running the politics. I mean, you know, what can I say? It's the perfect opportunity for Africa, for us as Africans, to get our heads together and think about how we are going to impact this landscape, this ever changing landscape. The Chinese have done something groundbreaking here. They brought in a new AI model that competes with your chat GBTs and all of them, you know. So, yeah, I wonder what we think about this. It's a story I haven't heard too many people talking about. But I think as Africans, we mustn't just pay attention to what's happening in politics. Hmm? especially party politics. Jacob Zuma did this. Hey, John Clope. Hey, Mary Party. Hey, this one. Hey, guys, there's a lot more going on in the world, and we need to pay attention to it all. Your immediate social political issues are not unimportant, but I think there's a lot more going on in the world, brothers and sisters. But I must say it again: don't sleep on AI, Africans. Artificial intelligence, AI, don't sleep on that. And if you're watching this and you're asking yourself, what in the world is AI or artificial intelligence? Please go find out. Please go and be finding out. This is the technology of the time, and different interest groups, different governments are doing all they can to leverage it. Hey, King said so. Hey, greetings, brother man. Thank you for joining in. Yeah, I'm not here for long, my brother. I just wanted to share this story with us in terms of what's happening in tech. And I mean, and this is why, we need to keep a pulse on what's happening in the world of tech and think about how this affects us strategically in the world. You know, I was just watching the video you did on the DRC and the conflict and explaining it a bit deeper in terms of who these so-called rebels are, because I also had questions. Everywhere where I hear about rebels or terrorists, rebels, I always have questions, and King, the reality is, from what I'm seeing, unless a significant number of Africans who are Pan-Africanists and who care about our people rise up and put up some sort of vanguard, establish some sort of power base that will be a significant force um, in the South African political and economic landscape. Unless we do that, it's gonna be a challenge, my king. So I've just been thinking about these kinds of things. Yes, my king. Um, I changed the name of the channel. I have been talking about rebrand for a while now. Um, and the reason for that being that I did explain it in a few previous videos, that I was made aware that the brand and the name Ubuntu Awakening might be in dispute in future. And so, I don't want, once, I've worked hard and put energy into this to grow it, someone come and contest me. And then now I'm distracted having to deal with that, so I would rather deal with that now. And so I decided, let me rebrand and let those people keep that brand. Whatever they do with it, don't do with it, it doesn't matter, At least I know that there's no one who's going to come and contest me. So yeah, King, there's a video I did. I think the previous video I did, I was explaining the rebrand and the reasoning behind the name, the current brand, the logo, and so on. So uh, but for this live, I just wanted to share with everyone what I have found in terms of global developments and geopolitics that we must keep aware of. You know, I think Malema once alluded to South Africa having the capacity in terms of manufacturing of, vehicles and things like that, because he spoke about um, the Denel, and how it produces weapons. So if you can produce weapons and armored vehicles and so on, how can you not produce just ordinary cars? So capacity is there, but we know the politics make things very complicated, which could be very simple. I saw Burkina Faso recently launched their first electric vehicle, and just looking at the design, I imagine the Chinese helped them. because the Chinese are top of the tier these days when it comes to electric vehicles. How far back is Africa with regards to AI? Hey, King, I have to tell you, I haven't looked enough into that. But to be honest, I haven't heard any groundbreaking stories from the African continent in terms of AI. I am just aware of one we have here in Africa. I think it's called Shaga AI, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it's Shaga AI. Shaga AI. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I'm not sure how far the development of that is, but that's the one I'm aware of as it relates to what's happening in Africa. But yeah, King, at Paseta, these are the things we will have to be looking into because technological advantage is one of the things that determines who gets to be the winner and who gets to be the loser globally. And we've seen this historically, King. You will bear witness. One of the ways we were defeated is technological superiority. Um, but what I do know historically, it's not that the Europeans were just so smart or anything. I mean, they found gunpowder in China, they just happened to stumble upon it and they found a way to weaponize it. So it's not it's not any demonstration of superiority or anything. It's just I think in many ways there's also chance and luck that coming across gunpowder which could be used for military purposes. Because anyway, the Chinese were not using it as a weapon anyway. You know, it was for fireworks. Yeah, but yeah, I don't have much else to say, King. I just wanted to talk about this new development, and then I'm gonna log off. I don't know if you had any other questions or things you wanted us to engage on, my king. But yeah, I'm thinking of calling it a night now. And I was just thinking, yeah, this is quite interesting that the US is still trying to be the macho man of the world, trying to show, we are in charge. But yeah, yeah, not so much anymore. There are new challenges in town. Uh, yeah, my king, let me log off then. I don't see you asking any more questions. But yeah, this is what I wanted to talk about today. There's more I want to talk about because there's so much happening in politics. Um, in the next episode, I think I'm going to be looking into just the logic of white supremacy and racism and how a lot of our people they buy into this and they try to get acceptance and it just won't happen. It just won't happen. Um, and so we just need to accept and love ourselves. Basically, that's just the. Good night, my king, and indeed, of the U.S. empire, which is dying anyway, and to a new age in the world um, that is not controlled by tyrants and psychopaths, as we have seen in the last couple of hundreds of years, where we as Africans have been bleeding, and in particular, the people of the Congo who have never known peace since the time of Leopold, since the time of Lumumba's taking out, never known peace. So, yeah, the US empire can go into the dustbin of history in peace. And may a new day come forth. And may we, my king, contribute to the advancement of the next generation. Whatever this project yields, may blessings be upon this project. And yeah, I continue to support you, and to all of the viewers, listeners out there, please, please, please go to the Pan African School of Economics, Technology, and Agriculture. Go to the website Paseta, Pesata, Peseta, Paseta. It's PA at the beginning. Paseta, Paseta. Go check out the website. Look at the information to do with the gala dinner that's happening in May, on the 2nd of May. Um, we are trying to raise funds for the school, um, because we understand, one of the key aspects that have led to the rise of the Chinese is their heavy investment in education. Um, and it is clear in South Africa, for the black majority anyway, we need to rethink education. And so, because I'm so passionate about this idea of human development, education, and so on, I have located myself here in this struggle, and I've decided I'm going to support my brother, King Setso. I see you, my king. And yeah, I appreciate the work you're putting in for this. Yeah, let's do it, Africans. It's a new day, new developments. The Chinese are coming into the mix. Let's not be spectators. Let's get into the arena and also play the game.